During distance learning, you are a digital citizen or member of our online school community. Digital citizenship or membership requires the responsible and safe use of technology. As a member of the Denfeld community, whether we are online or in person, being part of a community comes with responsibilities, both to the overall community and to the well-being of other community members. At our school, this means we expect all hunters to help create a safe and welcoming environment for everyone in our learning spaces and school community. And this includes those spaces and the community, whether we are online or we are in the physical school building. So Denfeld's online learning spaces are an extension of the physical school building. This means that all school expectations, so all school SOAR behaviors, apply to the online learning spaces and the digital school community. Online learning spaces and the digital school community include any technology tool that is provided by or managed by the school or the school district. These tools are valuable resources for your learning and staying connected to others, including classmates and teachers, during this time of distance learning. And as such, they should be used responsibly and safely. So these tools and resources include connecting to the school's network. And this includes anything that you search on the internet, any websites you visit. It also includes interactive web resources, such as the Canvas classrooms, your Gmail accounts, and Google Meets. And it also includes school-provided Chromebooks, as well as the webcams on those Chromebooks. So any piece of technology that is owned by and allowed for you to use or managed by. So this means even if you are hooked up to Canvas or using the school system on your own Chromebook or on your phone, that's the school's network that's managed by the school district. So these expectations apply to those situations as well. Anything that is not acceptable in a classroom while you're here in the building at Denfeld is also not acceptable in the digital school community. And again, this includes any time you access the school network or any of those web resources, whether you are on a school-provided Chromebook or you're using a personal device. So now we're just going to go through some tips for expected SOAR behaviors in the online community. And these behaviors will help hunters soar as responsible digital community members. Hunters soar when we are all kind, welcoming, and safe to everyone in our online learning spaces. This is the spirit, expected behaviors of our SOAR behaviors. You have to be aware that your behaviors and your words in an online learning space have the power to make others feel unwelcome or unsafe, even if that's not your intention. So some examples: bold, italicized, underlined words, or using quotation marks in online communication can be viewed as aggressive, sarcastic, or rude and make someone feel unwelcome or unsafe. Typing in all caps can make your audience feel like you are yelling at them. Again, creating that feeling of being unwelcome or unsafe. And again, even if that's not what you intended by using those font formats. Avoid profanity, obscenities, and language that can be considered offensive or threatening. And know that harassment and cyberbullying behaviors are not acceptable in online learning spaces. Use words that are kind and positive. If you're on Google Meets, acknowledge your classmates. Let your words and your actions make them feel welcome and seen and heard in classes. Remember to share space in Google Meets, on Canvas discussion boards, and in Gmail inboxes for everyone to share their ideas. So share that just like you would in a classroom, share that airspace. Express your ideas and thoughts, but make sure you leave room and time for other people to do the same. Hunters soar when we are safe and responsible while using technology resources and in taking care of school devices. This is the opportunity part of our SOAR behaviors. So you're taking the opportunity to use school-provided or school-managed technology resources during distance learning. Make sure that you stay on credible websites that have a school-related or educational purpose. And we do this in order to protect the school devices and the school network from viruses or outside hacking. So it's your responsibility as a school community, and it also protects you as well, especially if you're using a personal device. Keep your password private. Don't share it with other people. And this is in order to, again, to protect those school devices and the school network, and to protect your own school account. So someone can't access private information or information that they shouldn't have. As a member of our Denfeld community, it is your responsibility to take care of school devices. And this includes whether you are using one at home that's provided by the school, or if you're in school and using a school device in a classroom. Avoid situations that can cause destruction, alteration, disfigurement, or unauthorized access of Chromebooks. Be gentle when you're typing on the keyboard, and be gentle when you close the Chromebook. Avoid eating and drinking when using the Chromebook so nothing gets spilled or crumbs don't get into the keyboard. If you have a Chromebook that is a touch screen, make sure that you're touching the screen with clean fingers so you don't get the screen all dirty, and also touch it gently. And make sure if you are using a school Chromebook at home, make sure that you store that Chromebook in a dry space that is off the ground and won't be unintentionally bumped or knocked over by another person. And if you are storing a Chromebook in school, just a special note, make sure that you are putting it in the appropriate cart and that you are also charging the Chromebook. Hunters soar when we are aware of approved technology uses and when we are attentive to honoring the work of others. These are the achievement behaviors in our SOAR expected behaviors. So keep internet searches related to classwork and school-related purposes. Remember that the school can monitor what you're searching for, and there's a filtering system that alerts the school administration if something inappropriate or unsafe is searched for. So you want to be sure that you're avoiding the use of profanity, obscenities, and language that is offensive when you are making those internet searches. Use Gmail accounts only for school-related communications. Don't fill up the inboxes of your classmates and teachers with junk mail or chain letters or non-relevant information, as well as don't send any emails that are inappropriate or offensive content or language. Keep the posts that you make on Canvas discussion boards and in the Google Meet chat boxes related to class materials. Keep those side conversations with classmates or friends outside of those learning spaces. If you need to have a side conversation With a classmate, it would be perfectly acceptable to send an email to that classmate. Avoid those side conversations and avoid using any profanity, obscenity, or offensive language. Remember that when you're posting on the discussion board or in that Google Meet chat box, other people can see what you're posting in those areas. So be careful, again, with what you say, because someone you may not be talking to could feel unwelcome or unsafe by those conversations. Honor the work and ideas of other people. Make sure that when you're using the digital technology to complete schoolwork, that you are following any copyright laws and that you're citing sources for all information that you use. Don't plagiarize, hunters. And also, when you get a personal communication from someone, be sure that you're not reposting that communication or sharing that communication or their work without their permission. Hunters soar when we have civil conversations with others and are mindful to make things right when we make mistakes. These are the respect behaviors of those soar expected behaviors. Use language that is expected for a classroom discussion setting and audience when you're communicating with your teachers, other school staff, and your classmates. So again, if it's not appropriate for a classroom while you're here in the building, it's not appropriate for those online classrooms either. Show respect for everyone with your behavior and words. Again, be kind and welcoming and make others feel safe. It can be really easy to post something online that you later regret or later realize was a mistake. This can be information that you post in a Google chat or on a Google Meet or on a Canvas discussion board. It can be an email you sent, or it can be an internet search that you did, or a website you visited, or any other kind of communication that you may send. And as a member of our Denfeld digital school community, and really just our overall school community, it is your responsibility as that community member to be mindful to make things right if you do make a mess when using technology. Here are some questions that can help you reflect on the situation and decide what you need to do to make things right after you might make a mess and have a mess to clean up. You can ask yourself, what happened? What were you thinking in that moment? As you have reflected on the situation, what have you thought about since it happened? Who was impacted by your behavior? And when you're talking about who was impacted, make sure you include yourself and how that choice may have impacted you. In what ways were they and you impacted? And based on all of that information, what do you think you need to do in order to make things right and clean up the mess? Expected SOAR behaviors help hunters create the safe and welcoming school community, both inside our building and in our online learning spaces.